Hello fanciers. We have another epic episode in store for you today. Welcome back to the Game Dog Caribbean channel. The content you experience here is fictional and for entertainment purposes only, something like a Harry Potter book, or the story of the Avatar, The Last Airbender and content of that nature. Please like, comment and share this video. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified whenever new content is posted to this channel. For this episode, we will recount the SummerSlam hunting finals which took place in the tropical bushlands of the East Country. The card was originally set for 17 hunts, but for various reasons some clubs fell off along the way, leaving 10 action-packed catch dog events. AMBK's Vendetta aka Yami Yami 2-time winner, DIK and the Nation's Drugs Girl aka Weed Whacker 2-time winner, DIK and the Nation's Cameron aka Weed Whacker 2-time winner, as well as the Great MK's Intense 2-time winner were all going for their championship ribbons this round, with Intense and Cameron set to compete against each other at 42 pounds. This was dubbed as the main event, and MK was going back to the scrolls to take that ribbon home, while DIK was crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's to secure their first championship ribbon. So the stage was set, an explosive event on the wild game hunting trails. Day 1. Show number 1. DIK/0268MC and the Nation's Firecrow aka Gibraltar vs HGK/Der Cruz Hanzo, males, set at 51 pounds. Referee, TSK. For this hunt, DIK and 0268 collaborated to bring out the infamous Fire Crow, a son of the late great champion Red Crow, 3-time winner, 2-time BISROM, bred to 0268MC's Fire Venus bred Worm Dog. HGK on the other hand was bringing out their Hanzo, down from their 2-time winner Tyson. After hookups between 0268 and WDK fell through, HGK was waiting in the pocket with their prospect to get the job done. At the scale, DIK/0268MC's Fire Crow, 50 pounds 10 ounces. HGK/Der Cruz Hanzo, 51 pounds, 3 ounces. HGK surrendered the deposit and the hunt was on. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle, with Fire Crow hitting up his boar in the shoulders, then moving to the paw, while Hanzo was on the defense, wrestling his boar's head, trying to stay out of trouble. Fire Crow was dominating the hunt early out, and he was moving to the boar's throat each time the boar hit the mat. Hanzo on the other hand was still defending and hitting the legs and shoulders on occasion. A turn was eventually called and acknowledged on Hanzo at the 27-minute mark. Handles were made on the 29-minute mark with HGK to scratch. Hanzo went across, although not very stable. DIK continued to dominate the hunt, and at the 35-minute mark HGK threw in the towel and made a convincing courtesy scratch. Fire Crow was on the next side of the trail, amped up and eager to hunt. Winner, DIK/0268MC's Fire Crow aka Gibraltar, 1-time winner in 35 minutes. Show number 2. PTK's M1 vs DBK/Der Cruz Third World, males, set at 49.5 pounds. Referee, TSK. For this hunt, PTK and DBK were hitting the trail for the second time together. DBK had captured the first ribbon, using their money dog to outhunt the PTK team with their crow-bred male off of WSEK's Me1. At the time of this event, PTK didn't have a catch dog in the weight class DBK specified, but they were able to source one from the SCK team for this hunt on a business basis, after which he would be returned to the SCK club. At the scale, PTK's M1, 50 pounds, 4 ounces. DBK/Der Cruz Third World, 49 pounds, 2 ounces. PTK surrendered the deposit and the hunt was on. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle, with Third World hitting his boar in the shoulder before the boar quickly took him out by the muzzle. M1 on the other hand was off to a very mean defense, getting his hog out of the front end and shaking the muzzle viciously. Third World continued to stay low, going into his hog's front end, while M1 was defending on the boar's head, face, and ears. By the 25-minute mark, M1 was rocking the boar's head more consistently as Third World was hitting the boar's legs and shoulders. M1 was looking like a head specialist on the hunt while Third World was steady driving into his catch and scoring on occasion. A turn was called on DBK and acknowledged. Handles were made just over the 30-minute mark and Third World made a very convincing scratch, and the exchange continued with M1 dominating on the head. Handles were made again at the 40-minute mark and M1 completed an explosive scratch and the hunt continued. After another scratch into M1's dominance, DBK threw in the towel at the 48-minute mark and Third World completed a courtesy scratch. Winner, PTK's M1 one-time winner in 48 minutes. Show number 3. MMK's Red Fire vs RCK's Shadow, males, set at 44.5 pounds. Referee, HGK. For this hunt, the teams were bringing out some prospects to get the job done. MMK was using their ratty centipede Apache bred catch dog, while RCK was using a hound bred down from their southern lines. At the scale, MMK's Red Fire, 43 pounds, 5 ounces. RCK's Shadow, 44 pounds, 12 ounces. RCK surrendered the deposit and the hunt was on. From the release, Red Fire met his hog on the other side of the trail while Shadow was off to a very cold start on this hunt. Fire's hawk began protesting early out on the trail while Shadow didn't appear to have come for a hunt that day. At the 4-minute mark, a turn was called on RCK's Shadow and acknowledged. Handles were made at the 6-minute mark with Shadow to scratch. Shadow stood the line and Red Fire completed an explosive scratch to end the hunt at the 7-minute mark. Winner, MMK's Red Fire one-time winner in 7 minutes. Show number 4. HLK's Little Man vs DDK/CFK's Draco, males, set at 43.5 pounds. Referee, HHK. For this hunt HLK was bringing out another ratty centipede Apache bred catch dog, in fact, a litter mate to MMK's Red Fire that had already picked up a ribbon earlier on the card. DDK/CFK was bringing out a heavily bred crow male, which was ironic since DDK was one camp that professed 6.5 feet to the nation. At the scale, HLK's Little Man, 41 pounds, 15 ounces. DDK/CFK's Draco, 43 pounds, 3 ounces. Both hunters were on weight and the hunt was on. From the release, both dogs met their hog in the middle with Little Man dominating on the hog's head before Draco took over on his hog's paw. The hunt was off to a very fast pace and the exchange was even until about the 15-minute mark when the pace slowed down. Both hunters were heating up but Little Man had the edge with his draining head style. At the 20-minute mark, a turn was called and acknowledged on Draco but handles weren't made until the 49-minute mark with Draco to scratch but he stood the line. Little Man on the other side of the trail completed a very convincing scratch into his board to end the hunt. Winner, HLK's Little Man one-time winner in 50 minutes. Show number 5. MK's Intense two-time winner vs DIK/The Nation's Cameron aka Bushwhacker two-time winner, males, set at 42 pounds. Referee, HGK. For this hunt, the two catch dogs were competing for their championship ribbon, a first of its kind hookup in these parts at the time. On the way to this championship main event, MK with their Intense dog had outhunted the RCK team and PPK and her crew team in close succession. The Intense dog quit RCK's catch dog just over the hour mark on the hunt in Warvention World Cup 1921, and was back in keep as a replacement after a yard accident 1 month after. Intense expired the dog in keep and took his place on the upcoming hunt against PPK and her crew. Intense became a two-time winner in 38 minutes, which set a record for least time between the first and second hunt in these parts back in the day. DIK on the other hand had outhunted the CK team in SummerSlam 1921 in 14 minutes of high-intensity action and then outhunted the crew in Warvention World Cup 1921 in 58 minutes. Intense was a LGK bred catch dog coming down from BWK Ratty HHK bloodlines. Cameron on the other hand was a DWK bred catch dog coming down from the Nico Jr. BWK and Fire Venus bloodlines. The build-up to the hunt was electrifying and the stage was set for an epic dance among deep game hunters. At the scale, MK's Intense, 41 pounds, 14 ounces. DIK/the Nation's Bushwhacker, 42 pounds, 1 ounce. DIK surrendered the deposit and the hunt was on. From the release, Bushwhacker met his hog on the other side of the trail while Intense was rapid in his response, hitting the hog up in the chest and shoulder. Cameron, as the lengthier hunter, was able to get his hog out by the muzzle and continued to shoot for the shoulders and face. The hunt was very even with Bushwhacker on the hog's muzzle while Intense was steady hitting his hog up in the chest and shoulders. At the 36-minute mark, Bushwhacker was displaying some dominance and a turn was called on Intense and acknowledged by the event manager. Handles were made at around the 50-minute mark with Intense to scratch. Intense made a very convincing scratch and the exchange continued with Intense now displaying a very interesting style, hitting the hog's throat and rolling to the mat consistently. Handles were made again at the hour mark and Cameron completed his scratch and the hunt continued. This hunt was shaping up to be all that it was anticipated to be and it appeared as though they were setting up to go into very deep waters. At the hour and 5-minute mark handles were made and Intense completed another convincing scratch. By this time Cameron was losing steam and handles were made again at the hour and 10-minute mark with Bushwhacker to scratch and he stood the line. Intense then completed a very convincing scratch to end the hunt, ramming his bore into the side of the trail. Winner, MK's champion Intense, 3-time winner in 1 hour and 12 minutes. Team MK had set yet another record with the Intense dog achieving championship status in less than 8 months. The champion was shaping up to be something special and the MK team pledged that he would be given a nice long rest before he would hit the trails again for number 4, which was very much unlike that notorious Fastlane club back in the day. Show number 6. ESK's Riddler 1-time winner versus DVK Ender Cruise President, males, set at 41 pounds. Referee, HHK. For this hunt the ESK Club was bringing back out their Riddler dog which picked up his first ribbon in Warvention World Cup 1921 against the KIK team in 43 minutes. Riddler was a ratty pointy chalice bred male. DVK on the other hand was bringing out a prospect to try and out-hunt ESK's winner this round. At the scale, DVK, Ender Cruise President, 40 pounds, 10 ounces. ESK's Riddler, 40 pounds, 3 ounces. Both hunters were on weight and the hunt was on. From the release, both hogs met their hog in the middle with Riddler showing early dominance on the hunt while President was on the defense and trying to get to the boar's legs and shoulders on occasion. By the 10-minute mark Riddler was heating up and President took the lead on the hunt for a short while, hitting up the boar's legs and chest. Riddler recovered soon after and continued to dominate on the hunt. A turn was called and acknowledged on President at the 18-minute mark. Handles were made at the 23-minute mark and President completed his scratch into his hog and the exchange continued. Another handle was made at the 27-minute mark and Riddler was screaming on his side of the trail ready to go, and made a very convincing scratch. By this time President was fading on the trail and Riddler had established his dominance on the hunt. Handles were made again at the 33-minute mark with President to scratch. President walked across to the boar without making contact and was counted out. Riddler on the other hand was again screaming on his side of the trail and ended the hunt with an explosive scratch into his hog in 34 minutes. Winner, ESK's Riddler, 2-time winner in 34 minutes. Day 2. Show number 7. MK's Baba Yaga versus HSK's Gatesman, males, set at 39 pounds. Referee, HGK. This hunt resulted from a last-minute hookup between the MK and HSK teams when their respective hunting partners forfeited the hunt days out from the event. They were originally hooked at 39.5 and 38.5 pounds respectively and agreed to meet in the middle at 39 pounds. MK was using a son of the formidable BWK's Big Meat 1-time winner BIS bred to a litter mate sister of WGDK's champion Maestro Jr. 3-time winner BIS DOY 1918. HSK on the other hand was also bringing out a prospect down from the BWK-TWTK blood. At the scale, MK's Baba Yaga, 39 pounds, 2 ounces. HSK's Gatesman, 38 pounds, 15 ounces. MK was 2 ounces over the contracted weight. They surrendered the deposit and the hunt was on. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle with Gatesman showing early dominance in the chest and shoulders as Baba was on the other side of the trail defending from his boar's vicious attacks. About 5 minutes into the hunt, Baba had figured his hog out and began getting him out quite easily by the muzzle. Gatesman on the other hand was still driving for his hog's chest and shoulders, but his hog was showing good defense and skill. Just over the 30-minute mark a turn was called on Gatesman and handles were made with Gatesman to scratch. Gatesman went across very convincingly and managed to get into the boar's back end a few times but not for very long. Baba on the other hand was displaying a very effective head style and devastating defense, controlling his hog from the muzzle at every juncture. Handles were made again at the 50-minute mark with Baba to scratch. Baba completed a slow scratch but MK protested that would be the same gear for the entire night, but he would not stop. The catch dogs completed another 5 scratches each before Gatesman began to fade drastically and Baba established his lead on the trail. At the hour and 25-minute mark HSK threw in the towel and Gatesman completed a courtesy scratch. Winner, MK's Baba Yaga, one-time winner in 1 hour and 25 minutes. Show number 8. BSK's Oxman vs RVK's Trumpman, males, set at 35 pounds. Referee, HGK. For this hunt the clubs were bringing 2 prospects to the trail. BSK's Oxman was a hound bred down from the top secret blood, while RVK's Trumpman was bred down from the old school BWK blood. For this hunt RVK sought the assistance of the DWK club in getting their hound prepped for the hunt. At the scale, BSK's Oxman, 35 pounds, 1 ounce. RVK's Trumpman, 34 pounds, 12 ounces. The ounce breach by BSK was overlooked by RVK and the hunt was on. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle with Trumpman showing early dominance on the hunt, while Oxman was having a more difficult time with his boar. Trumpman continued to hit up his boar in any spot left open and Oxman continued to defend from his boar's vicious attack. Oxman never really got a chance on the hunt and BSK picked their catch dog up in 23 minutes and completed a courtesy scratch. Winner, RVK's Trumpman, one-time winner in 23 minutes. Show number 9. ABMK's Vendetta aka Yami Yami, 2-time winner BIS, QPA vs PPK and Cruz Miley, females, set at 46.5 pounds. Referee, HHK. This hunt was another very well anticipated matchup where spectators from near and far came to see the phenom, ABMK's Vendetta at work. On her way to this championship contest, Vendetta had outhunted the PWK team in 34 minutes, picking up the BIS accolade of the 5-card event. She was then used as a replacement for her littermate sister Chance that succumbed to injuries suffered in a yard accident 5 weeks out from the event. Vendetta struggled to make weight within the time frame and the contract was breached. However, the hunt was on and the big girl outhunted the RCK team in 16 minutes, picking up the QPA accolade for that event. Before the dust could settle, the RCK team sent back another challenge to the ABMK club, sounding very certain they had the dog to outhunt Yami Yami. It was also rumored that the RCK team was getting some assistance from top-ranking members of the BWK team, who outhunted Vendetta's littermate sister in a gruesome 15 minutes. It was said that due to anticipated interference, the ABMK team forfeited the hunt hours out to be on the safe side. After that forfeiture, Vendetta 2-time winner BIS, QPA was now on the trail again for her championship title, hooked up with PPK and Cruz Miley, a prospect that had notorious grip and attitude. At the time, Vendetta was said to be a natural 44-pound dog but was going up to 46.5 pounds to meet the Miley dog. Vendetta was down from some heavy old school BWK blood and was directly out of ABMK's alkaline stud that had been rumored to have a devastating grip but stood the line on 2 occasions due to a respiratory condition. Miley on the other hand was bred down from a mixture of the Cubal BWK and Red Crow bloodlines. At the scale, ABMK's Vendetta, 45 pounds, 12 ounces. PPK and her Cruise Miley, 46 pounds, 1 ounce. Both hunters were on weight and the hunt was on. From the release, both catch dogs met their hog in the middle with both hunters shooting for the hog's legs and shoulders. These big females were showing extreme strength and ability on the trail with an even exchange in the opening minutes of the hunt. Approaching the 3-minute mark, the PPK handler got a little too close to the action and got held by the Vendetta dog for a brief moment, but he was still in the game. By the 5-minute mark, Miley's gear was picking up considerable damage while she was still driving for the front end and on occasion holding out the wild boar by the head. Vendetta on the other side of the trail was steady working her hog despite the boar putting her to the mat a few times along the trail. At the 9-minute mark, Miley was beginning to lose steam as a result of the damage she had picked up on the hunt and going out of hold more often. Vendetta on the other hand was establishing her lead on the hunt and displaying more and more dominance over her hog. By the 12-minute mark, Vendetta was having her way with the boar, moving to the back end and toppling the boar. Miley on the other side of the trail was losing her footing and falling further behind on the trail. At the 16-minute mark, the PPK team threw in the towel and Miley completed a courtesy scratch. Winner, ABMK's champion Vendetta, 3-time winner BISQPA in 16 minutes. Champion Vendetta by all accounts was showing ace dog qualities and was shaping up to be one of those once-in-a-lifetime catch dogs. Vendetta was conditioned by DWK for her first hunt. DWK then assisted ABMK for hunt number 2, and for the championship hunt the training wheels were off and ABMK campaigned and conditioned Vendetta for hunt number 3. This was the second champion for that year that the DWK team had a hand in. Show number 10. DIK/The Nation's Drugs Gal aka Weed Whacker 2-time winner versus LGK's Valkyrie, females, set at 32.5 pounds. Referee, HGK. For the final hunt of the card, DIK was using their Drugs Gal 2-time winner to take their second shot at the championship title, after the MK team outhunted their Cameron 2-time winner 1-time loser on their first attempt on day 1 of this card. On her way to this championship hunt, Drugs Gal had outhunted MK's tiny 1-time winner in 19 minutes, picking up the BIS accolade and outhunting the RCK team in 25 minutes, picking up the QPA accolade. For her first shows, Drugs Gal was campaigned and conditioned under the DWK banner, and for show number 2 she was used as a replacement for a WSEK Nation female and conditioned by the DIK team. For show number 3 she was also campaigned and conditioned by the DIK team, whose leader was a former top-ranking member of the DWK team. Drugs Gal's sire was DWK's Drugs 2-time winner, which was down from the BOK and BWK bloodlines, and DWK's Coco, a Fire Venus female. For this hunt they were coming up against the formidable LGK team, who had been having a rough spell for their last few hunts and geared up to make an epic comeback with their little Valkyrie dog. It was said that the escort this catch dog received to the arena was nothing short of a military armed guard. Valkyrie was sired by CCK's El Chapo, one of the tightest bred Eli Balio catch dogs in the region at the time, and her dam was LGK's AK, which was bred down from the BWK old stock. This was another very much anticipated hunt, and the stage was set for an epic finale. At the scale, DIK and the Nation's Drugs Gal, 32 pounds, 2 ounces. LGK's Valkyrie, 32 pounds, 4 ounces. Both hunters were on weight and the hunt was on. From the release, both hunters met their hog in the middle, with Valkyrie going straight to the boar's chest and Drugs Gal was off to an early defense from her hog's attack. Drugs Gal, being the more experienced hunter, got her hog out by the muzzle and proceeded to work the boar's head and shoulders. Valkyrie on the other side of the trail was intent on getting into her hog's chest and shook viciously every chance she got. She showed more dominance on the trail early in the hunt, causing her boar to protest. By the 12-minute mark, Drugs Gal had gotten into her boar's chest and then moved to the stifle, where she seemed most enthusiastic and having her boar looking very uncomfortable. Valkyrie on the other side of the trail was now having a more difficult time with her hog that was moving at a very fast pace. The out of hold count was completed at the 23-minute mark with Valkyrie to scratch. Valkyrie went across and the exchange continued. Drugs Gal on the other side of the trail was now in the dominant position and moving to her boar's back end every chance she got and shaking vigorously. At the 27-minute mark, handles were made again with Drugs Gal to scratch, and she went across convincingly, ramming into the side of the trail as her boar elusively sidestepped the charge. Valkyrie on the other side of the trail was managing to get to her spot in the hog's chest but was not maintaining. Handles were achieved again at the 32-minute mark with Valkyrie to scratch, and she stood the line. Drugs Gal on the other hand made an explosive scratch to end the hunt. Winner, DIK, and the nation's champion Drugs Gal aka Weed Whacker, 3-time winner BISQPA in 33 minutes. Drugs Gal and her littermate hunted for the championship title on the same card, but she was the only one of the two that was successful. The DIK team was happy with their single championship ribbon and pledged a nice long rest up for the queen, champion Drugs Gal aka the Weed Whacker. SummerSlam 1922. Best in Show, ABMK's champion Vendetta aka Yami Yami, 2-time BISQPA. Gamest in Show, MK's champion Intense, 3-time winner GIS. Best conditioned dog, RVK's Trump Man, 1-time winner BCD. Quickest put away, MMK's Red Fire, 1-time winner QPA. Thanks to the hunting clubs for providing inspiration for these fictional accounts. Thank you for watching and continue to tune in to the Game Dog Caribbean channel. Until next time, the best place to begin is square one, and remember, good dogs are where you find them. Be sure to comment, like and share this video. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we post new content.